Hi and welcome, John Morris Show on a Monday. Glad you are with us from the TFNB studios, historic Elm Avenue, where a curtain fell down. A lot of natural light flooding the room this morning, but Garrett is here and Brandon is behind the scenes, and we're glad you are with us. So to pull back the curtain, literally, normally there are dark curtains that cover the windows here so that the light can be, there's different light. There's outside light, there's inside light. But one of the big curtains fell down. So there's a lot of light in this room, which is not a bad thing. Garrett, not a bad thing at all.
It could be worse. It could be worse. I'm glad this is a morning show right now.
This is true. If it was later in the day, it might be more of an issue. Or if I look blue, that's the reason why, because we're mixing all the lights here. But great to be with you on this Monday morning. What a weekend in college basketball, men's and women's basketball tournament. So many wild games. We'll talk about all of those. And we'll start with Baylor women's basketball as they bow out of the NCAA tournament. The Baylor women fall to Duke on their home floor, Cameron Indoor Stadium, in the second round of the NCAA tournament on Sunday, just yesterday. 69-46 was the final score. The women had come from behind to beat Nebraska, a thrilling victory in their opening round game to continue that streak of first-round victories in the NCAA tournament, now at 23 straight wins. And then you got to face Duke on their home floor in the second round, and it's tough, and it turned out that way. Duke is really, really good, and they played well. Baylor did not shoot the ball especially well, 27% from the field. Baylor was 0 for 14 from three-point range, 0 from three-point range, and that's tough to do against anybody. And the results were predictably in favor of the Duke Blue Devils on their home floor. Talia Scott, Baylor's leading scorer, with 13 points, the only player in double-figure scoring. So points were hard to come by. I would give Duke a lot of credit for that. Not just a poor shooting game for Baylor, but give Duke's defense a lot of credit for that as well. And so it means the end of the season for Nikki Collin and the Baylor women. About 25-9. Would you sign up for 25-9 pretty much every year? I think so. So a lot of what I texted Derek and Lori after they signed off their broadcast yesterday was rough ending to a really good season. A lot of highlights this year for the Baylor women, continuing that streak now in the NCAA tournament, third longest active streak in all of women's college basketball. So a lot of good things for the Baylor women, but it came to an end yesterday. Here is postgame. Here is Bella Fauntleroy. The question asked of her was, what about this team? What about coming to the end of the road in your Baylor career?
That anyone that is a Baylor fan, especially a women's basketball fan, should continue to stick with this program and see what Coach Nikki and Coach Tony and the rest of the staff does, because our lives are changed for the better because we came through here as not only players but as humans. Like, I have in the past 4 years grown up. I know how to take care of myself and other people around me any way that they need. I've learned to show up every day even whenever I don't feel like it. And put my best foot forward. So just very thankful for that. And if you're a fan and you watch and you interact and you become a donor, you become someone who follows us and travels with us, you see the inside of what it's like to be a Baylor women's basketball player and what it's like to be loved on and a part of this family.
Very composed. There's a senior that has just played her last game at Baylor, but very composed and I think very articulate in talking about the journey that she has been on here at Baylor. And what a journey for she and Dariana Little. Paige Buggs was right beside her on the dais. They were the two that they brought to the post game yesterday. And those two, along with Kyla Abraham, were the two that Nikki continues to say they were the first two that said yes to her when she came in. They were committed and they said yes and continued through their career. So they have been here every step of the way with Coach Nikki Collins so far. That is, I know, very meaningful to Coach Collins with those two. And of course, the other seniors also, but those two in particular. And to see them reach the end of the road in a Baylor uniform, that's tough. Here's Nikki Collins now, and look and see if you can tell by looking in her eyes. There's been some tears shed already before this post-game press conference. Here's her answer to the question asked by Zach Smith of the Waco Tribune-Herald of what's next. Where does Baylor women's basketball go from here?
The portal, like everybody else in America, I mean, I think it's the way our game has changed. Veteran teams win, and so, I think we've got some holes. We've got to get playmaking guards. We got to be able to get a piece of the paint. And we obviously have swing players that we're gonna miss. So we go to the portal, and it's we've had really great success there, and we're going to continue to recruit both high school and the portal. But I think right now, that's where we go. But I think I feel good about what I think we have to sell, and plan to win 25 or more games next year, and hopefully be hosting, and this be at Foster instead of at Cameron Indoor. But today Duke was the better team and deserves to advance, and I think they're going to be a hard out for anybody because they defend. And when it comes to March, your ability to get stops is the most important thing, no matter who you play or where you play. So this team has a chance to finish the season the same way people thought they were going to start the season. So, for me, I'm not always big on today being about next year. I mean, it's just kind of been something I've told my team at the end of every year. I don't challenge the group, the returners today. Today is the last day that this team gets to be together in a locker room. And so to me, it's always about this team and what this team meant, what this senior group meant. And, Bugs and Bella, they're just really, really special to me. And they were the first kids that said yes in a post-Mulkey era. So, they just have a different place in my heart, because before I had a win as a college coach, they said yes. So it wasn't an easy act to follow, and it wasn't easy for them to walk into a fire. So I'm forever grateful for those kids and Kylan. And when I think about when Jana came, and I have just as much respect and love for her, but she came after a conference championship. We had proven that we knew what we were doing. But Bugs, Bella, and Kyla, they just knew I was a WNBA Coach of the Year. And so they believed that I could make Baylor special for them. So today's about them. So thank you.
There you go. A lot of emotion there with Nikki Collins, again, sort of wrapping up this year and saying goodbye to those seniors. And you could hear it in her voice. You could see it in her face, how emotional that is. And gosh, that is the case. You put in so much time recruiting and then coaching, and 4 years or 5 years, and then you have to say goodbye to them. So you can understand why she was as emotional as she was after that game. Final game for Baylor. They bow out of the NCAA tournament in the second round. The first part of that clip, so the question was, what's next? Where do you go from here? And her answer was the portal. Very quickly, her answer was the portal. Said they'll always recruit high school student athletes, but also the portal is big these days. So that was the start of that answer from Nikki Collins. So Big 12 women's basketball from the weekend. Texas Tech got drilled by LSU. 101-47 was the final. LSU and Duke now meet in the next round. So Tech was eliminated by LSU. TCU wins and advances. They are on to the Sweet 16. TCU 62-59 over Washington. Two others from the Big 12 can join them in the Sweet 16. West Virginia hosting Kentucky. That game is at 4 o'clock this afternoon Central Time. It's on ESPN2. Then late night tonight, 9 o'clock on ESPN, Oklahoma State at UCLA. That'll be tough for the Cowgirls playing in Pauley Pavilion against UCLA tonight. But a chance to advance to the Sweet 16 if they can get the win there this evening. So right now, just TCU advancing to the Sweet 16. On the women's side, the regular season champs, TCU, West Virginia, the tournament champs, try to join them if they can knock off Kentucky on their home floor coming up this evening. All right, so that's the women's side of the NCAA tournament from the weekend, including the end of the season for the Baylor women. We'll look at the men's side when we come back a little bit later. Hope to catch up with Zach Dillion, Baylor baseball assistant coach, coming off their weekend in which they won the first game on Friday against Oklahoma State in Stillwater, and then dropped games 2 and 3 in that series. So a long weekend for Baylor baseball on the road. We are brought to you in part by the Brazos Landing and by Alliance Bank Central Texas. Alliance Bank Central Texas is your Central Texas business bank. Congratulations to them. They've been voted Forbes 2025 Best in State Banks. Alliance Bank Central Texas values their relationships with their customers and with their communities. They show that by having 7 convenient locations around the area, 7. And they are also on the web at alliancebanktexas.com. Give them a chance. You'll appreciate the warm, friendly expertise of everyone at Alliance Bank Central Texas. We're back after this. John Morris Show on a Monday. Stay with us.
Hey, it's Zach Gelb. We're talking NFL and college football. Plus, we have some of the biggest interviews in sports media. You got to check out the Zach Gelb Show right here on 365 Sports, weekdays, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 to 3 p.m. Central. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/@ZachGelbShow.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
We're celebrating the Declaration of Deals at Allen Samuels in Waco. Right now, get $11,000 off a new Ram 1500 Lone Star, plus 2.9% for 72 months. Cash in on $11,000 off a new Ram 2500 Lone Star Crew Cab, or choose 0% for 36 months, plus no payments for 90 days. Feel secure with America's best full-size truck powertrain 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty at Allen Samuels.
Are you looking for top-shelf sports talk about the West Virginia Mountaineers, where you can get objective analysis, but with the passion of a fan? Well, look no further than right here at Couz's Corner. I am Justin Couz Walker, the host of Couz's Corner, and you can find my show on demand over at YouTube. Most shows are uploaded by 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You can also check out my live post-game reaction shows. My special guest interviews, you can find it all on YouTube at Couz's Corner. Go check it out.
Alliance Bank Central Texas understands that banking is about people. From first accounts to business growth, they actively partner with Central Texas businesses and families to help meet their financial goals. A variety of online products and services make banking easy without compromising the personalized banking experiences they are known for. Customer-focused banking isn't just what they do, it's who they are. Alliance Bank Central Texas, serving Central Texas across 7 convenient locations and at alliancebanktexas.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Back with us, John Morris Show on a Monday. We do appreciate your being with us today. We are brought to you every day of the week, weekdays, by the Brazos Landing and by Alliance Bank Central Texas. The Brazos Landing, now I'm going to get your appetite whetted here, but they're closed on Mondays. Monday is the only day of the week they are closed. Becky Lindsay would say they do a deep clean on Mondays. I was there twice last week, and it was terrific both times. But they'll open tomorrow and open Tuesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. The quiet atmosphere of the Brazos Landing's French Quarter, beautiful river views. Open Tuesday through Sunday, as we said, 11 to 10 a.m. Enjoy those $12 lunch specials, which is a great menu. You really don't have to look beyond. They've got the full menu, but if you go for lunch, you really don't have to look beyond the lunch menu to get some really good options there. So check it out at the Brazos Landing in Waco, where I-35 and the Brazos River meet. You know where they're located. It's right there on the river, right across from Foster Pavilion, right across the interstate from McLean Stadium. Great location. And when they say great river views, they aren't lying. Great river views right there at the Brazos Landing. Check them out. All right, the NCAA Tournament, we talked about the women, the Baylor women bowing out, second-round loss to Duke. On the men's side, what a wild weekend. Let's go back to Saturday on the Big 12 men's side. Houston won Saturday over Texas A&M, won big, 88-57. Houston just diced up, I think, a pretty good Texas A&M team and just put them in the blender. 88-57 was the final. So Houston, as expected, advances on to the Sweet 16, which will be in Houston this week at the Toyota Center. So the Kelvin Sampson Tour continues. They open in Oklahoma City, and remember, he was a former coach at OU. Now they go to Houston, where he currently coached. If they win a couple of games there in their backyard, they would go to Indianapolis, where he coached not far away at the University of Indiana. So Kelvin Sampson's victory tour continues, and the Cougars advance with an impressive win over Texas A&M, 88-57, the final score. Let's see, move to Sunday for the Big 12, and Iowa State, impressive, and a 19-point win over Kentucky. Iowa State playing without Joshua Jefferson, their main big man, and he is out with, I think, an ankle sprain. I think that's what it is. But didn't seem like they missed him at all. Kentucky helped him out with 20 turnovers in that game. But Iowa State wins 82-63. So the Cyclones are on to the Sweet 16. Congratulations to them. And other than that, Kansas played St. John's last night. I watched that game. Or no, that was kind of mid-afternoon. Kansas was down by 14, made a furious comeback in the game, got it tied at 65, and it was odd ending to the game. Kansas only had 2 team fouls with about 18 seconds to play, under 20 seconds, I think, to play. So they've got only 2 team fouls, meaning you don't put the other team in the bonus until you get to 7. So their strategy was foul and run some clock. And they did foul, but they didn't run much clock. So they committed 1 foul, 2, 3, 4 fouls, immediately after St. John's had inbounded the ball. And then you're at 6. You don't want to commit another one because then St. John's would be shooting free throws. But there were still 3.9 seconds on the clock. And St. John's had at least had advanced the ball to midcourt, to their end of the floor. So they inbound the ball, and this guy named Dylan Darling, who hadn't done anything, is now the darling of the Johnnies as he hits a layup. Unbelievable. Kind of went by, I think, Darren Peterson, maybe Elmarco Jackson, and had a lay-in, and St. John's won it at the buzzer, 67-65. So tough end there after a nice comeback by Kansas, but their season comes to an end, losing in the second round. And a post-game, there were questions of Bill Self about his future. Would he be back as the Kansas head coach? And he said he would have to look at it from all angles, both on the court and off the court. Garrett, he wasn't real overly committal, was he, to coming back next year?
He really wasn't. And I mean, I think he comes back next year, but I think that's probably going to be it. I'm surprised he's made it this long. I figured a couple of years ago when the health really started getting him, he was going to hang it up. But I think things have changed drastically. They're no longer like the big shark in the pond.
Yeah.
And it just NIL health factors. I just wouldn't be surprised if he calls it quits after next year.
Think Nick Saban in football.
Exactly.
He didn't have health problems,
No.
but think the game changed and he said, I'm out.
Yep, I'm out.
I had a great career. I'm out. So we'll see. And there'll be a lot of questions and a lot of eyes on Lawrence to see if Bill Self does come back for another year. It would be his 24th. How do I know that? Well, he and Scott Drew came in at the same time. They are the deans of coaches in the Big 12. They just finished, both of them. Baylor's not finished yet, but they're in their 23rd seasons at their respective schools. Then Arizona is the other Big 12 school that advanced. They won big over 8-seed Utah State, 78-66 yesterday. So Big 12 with Arizona, with Houston and Iowa State advancing to the Sweet 16. Is that, that's good. 3 of the final 16. Is it disappointing in any way?
Yes, it is. I think it's highly disappointing, especially when you have Brett Yormark coming out saying we're the best league next to the NBA. And you're sitting right here. The Big Ten's got more teams in it. The SEC's got more teams in it. Look, I understand it's great to have the competition in the regular season, but this is when it matters most, and the Big 12 needs championships to back that up.
I agree with that completely. This is where the rubber hits the road in the NCAA tournament. Now, factor in BYU lost Richie Saunders, a key part of their team. They had an opening round loss. They could easily be a Sweet 16 team if they were at full strength. And look at Texas Tech also. They got drilled pretty good by Alabama late last night. So Tech got eliminated. What was that score? It wasn't really that close. But Texas Tech got eliminated, and they're playing without JT Toppin. 90-65.
Not even close.
Not even close, which is unfortunate, but they were far from full strength. Coach McCaslin's team was with the loss of JT Toppin. So I would say, every team has injuries. Every conference loses some really key guys. But those two were really costly to BYU and to Texas Tech. And I think that shows, or both of them could be there. Then we might be talking about 5 Big 12 schools in the Sweet 16. So injuries, unfortunately, a part of the game. The big upset from yesterday was, a couple of them from the weekend. Go back to Saturday. Texas beat Gonzaga 74-68. So the Longhorns, who played a play-in game, are now into the Sweet 16, so congratulations to them. That was a big win over Gonzaga on Saturday. Then the upset of the tournament so far last night, Iowa beat top seed and defending national champion Florida. 73-72 was the final there. So the defending national champs are out. They are the only number 1 seed that has not advanced to the Sweet 16. So a wild, wild weekend. And as it always is in the first weekend of the NCAA tournament, both men's and women's. Fun to watch there. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Zach Dillion will join us, Baylor baseball assistant coach. We appreciate him. I'll say that ahead of time. Getting up on a Monday morning, long weekend, long road trip to Stillwater. But he's going to be on with us, and we look forward to visiting with him. Baylor baseball dropped 2 of 3 over the weekend to the Oklahoma State Cowboys. We get all the details from Zach Dillion when we come back. John Morris Show brought to you in part by Kish's Complete Car Care Center, family-owned and operated. Kish's in Waco has been serving Waco drivers since 1998. Voted #1 auto shop year after year. They're located at 5300 Franklin Avenue in Waco. They're open right now, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. to serve you better. Check them out. Kish's Complete Car Care Center, 5300 Franklin Avenue in Waco. We're back in a moment. John Morris Show on a Monday.
We're celebrating the Declaration of Deals at Allen Samuels in Waco. Right now, get $11,000 off a new Ram 1500 Lone Star, plus 2.9% for 72 months. Cash in on $11,000 off a new Ram 2500 Lone Star Crew Cab, or choose 0% for 36 months, plus no payments for 90 days. Feel secure with America's best full-size truck powertrain 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty at Allen Samuels.
The Pete Souza Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. You want to talk NFL draft? I don't know. How about we get you Todd McShay? You want to talk Big 12? We can get you the commissioner. Somebody about the Cowboys? How about we have on the owner, Stephen Jones? Pop culture? Michelle Beadle. I mean, we will bring on the people that you want to hear from. And these people don't join us because of me. They join us because of you. You got to watch this show, okay? It's got everything you need. Sports, hijinks, laughs. Did I mention hijinks? We'll see you on the Pete Souza Show. Now, we are under the 365 Sports umbrella. Check it out. I'm wearing a Tulane shirt. No idea why.
It's the Pete Souza Show. Sports,
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Looking for football talk without the fluff? It's Down and Dirty with Scott Mitchell, a former NFL quarterback breaking down the game from the inside, plus real conversations about sports, leadership, life, and everything in between. No hot takes for clicks, just honest analysis, strong opinions, and stories you won't hear anywhere else. Football talk and more, the way it's supposed to be. Subscribe now to Down and Dirty with Scott Mitchell on YouTube.
Alliance Bank Central Texas understands that banking is about people. From first accounts to business growth, they actively partner with Central Texas businesses and families to help meet their financial goals. A variety of online products and services make banking easy without compromising the personalized banking experiences they are known for. Customer-focused banking isn't just what they do, it's who they are. Alliance Bank Central Texas, serving Central Texas across 7 convenient locations and at alliancebanktexas.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Welcome back. Glad you're with us on a Monday, as we like to do on Mondays. Let's check in at Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark. Pleased to welcome in Baylor assistant coach, former Baylor standout, Zach Dillion joins us now. Man, I appreciate your time after a long weekend, a long road trip. How you doing this Monday morning?
Oh, we're getting to it, man. We're getting to it. We got another big week ahead of us, so no break in the action here.
Yeah, that's it, man. The hits keep coming, don't they? I mean, it's once you get into the grind, you are in it.
You're in it. Yep. No, it's off day for the guys. Guys can reset, and hopefully we'll have some guys up there at the ballpark today getting treatment and getting their bodies right again to turn around and play again tomorrow, and getting some hitters in there to probably watch some video and stuff like that. But obviously it's their off day, and we'll see. We'll see what we get this week. We need to just stabilize our performance level. You know, we play well at times. You know, we're battling with some injuries on the mound that, you know, over a course of a 3-game weekend tend to rears its ugly head at times, and we saw that yesterday. But we're also getting to learn some things about our club. You know, I think there's some big, you know, positives that are coming out of that with getting guys out there that might otherwise not be out there, that, you know, we're starting to see improvement from week to week in some of those guys. So that's a big deal, and hopefully that creates some more depth for us as we move forward.
Yep, very well said. The second conference weekend, you guys played at Stillwater against Oklahoma State this weekend, won 1 of 3. You've won the Friday night game now in 2 straight series. You know, first one against West Virginia, now against Oklahoma State. And then just kind of, you know, ran into a buzzsaw in Oklahoma State the next 2 days.
Yeah, our formula on Fridays has been pretty good, and part of that's because Lucas Davenport's been really, really good on the front end of the game, and kind of holds them down and allows our, you know, some of our more veteran bullpen guys to get in the game. And, you know, we've done a good enough job on Fridays of scratching runs off their best arms typically, to do it. So, you know, hopefully we go down to U of H this weekend and we're able to really stabilize our at-bats for 3 days. I think no matter who's on the mound, no matter what the stuff's like, and that's the hardest part about baseball, John, is like you're only as good as your starting pitcher, and
right,
you're only as good a hitter as what's on the mound for them sometimes. You know, some of it you got to tip your cap and say, hey, these guys are pretty good. But at the same time, you know, the number of strikeouts have to go down offensively. That's no secret. It's not something that we're not attacking every day and not working on, not talking about. Sometimes maybe we're talking about it too much, and maybe we're giving them too much information or over coaching the thing. But I think, you know, what it really boils down to is, you know, you talk about trying, and I feel like we're trying, but, you know, I think sometimes trying is void of belief and trust, and what we're trying to get to is just competing with freedom and allowing ourselves to see the ball and attack the ball in the middle of the field. But
I got you.
You know, we're getting there, and there are some young guys in the lineup, but there are some old guys in the lineup, and some of the old guys, you know, really need to step up and get themselves going. You know, you talk about a guy like Ty Johnson that's been a 3-year starter for us. His at-bats were better this weekend, had a couple 2-for-4 nights. Tice Armstrong, just, you know, having him kind of stabilize his performance and allow himself to get better swings off throughout the course of the game consistently, I think is a big deal for us. And then getting Pearson going, you know, and I give Pearson a lot of credit for, you know, playing through a tough little finger deal, and he's toughing it out for us, and he's out there in left field. In large part because of that. So hopefully he can heal up and continue to feel better as the year goes on. But we need to get those 3 guys going with the younger guys and the new guys in the lineup. And, you know, Travis is being Travis and having a really good year. If he can get the ball in play, he's hitting about 700 when he gets the ball in play. So, wow. You know, we're trying, and we're gonna keep pushing these guys to be the best they can be, and hopefully continue to get some guys healthy on the mound and get this thing going a little bit.
Nice. Travis Sanders has just been terrific. I think it's a 27-game on-base streak now that goes back to last season. It's a nice guy to put in the lineup at the top of the order every day, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a really talented kid, and he loves to play, and the game's not too big for him. You know, you're not dealing with any of those kind of things. He's got sincere, genuine confidence, and he's a competitive kid that, you know, I'm really glad he's a Baylor Bear. I'm really glad he chose to come back closer to home and you know, play out his college career. But he's been a blessing for sure, and we got to keep him going.
How about you talked about some of the veteran guys, and how about some of your young guys like Brady Janusek had a really nice weekend and a week really for him. I really like him. He's fun to watch at the plate.
He's really just a competitive kid that is probably at his best. He's one of the guys, if there's too much information being thrown out there, it's probably too much for him. He just needs to go play. He's really athletic, and everything happens really easy for him when he's just reacting and playing free. But he can really run, and he can do some things that are special. So we're excited to keep watching him grow and develop. He's got a chance to be a great draft pick down the road here, and go probably play for a long time.
Yeah. So how do you limit that? Do you just limit the information you pass on to him and just hand him a bat and say, go hit?
Yeah, I think there are certain guys that are like that, you don't want the hamster wheel turning too fast. And it's not that he's not an intelligent kid. It's just, I think his baseball sense and baseball acumen, with him being a 4-sport guy in high school, is probably a little more, I won't call it limited, but just simpler. I don't need to know every pitch this guy's throwing. I just need to see the ball and hit it. And I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And I don't need to know what the spin rate is or the horizontal break or the IVB. I'm going to look for the ball, and I'm going to swing at it, and I'm probably going to hit it because I'm pretty good. And then I'm going to go run really fast down the line and make something happen. So I think he's kind of a throwback in that way, where it's like, I'm going to go compete. And I'm at my best when I'm competing, and you know what? Most of us are.
So who would you say on your team this year is the opposite of that? Who wants all that information, and who can digest it and use it to make them as good as they can be?
I'm not sure. I think a guy like Tice Armstrong is pretty into what's coming at him and wants to know shapes and movement patterns. But at the same time, we've had the conversation too, like, hey, you see the video, you see what the pitch does, the velocity of the pitch, and, here's what you need to do. You can't control what they're throwing. They have the ball. You need to do what you do to have success and cover multiple pitches in the zone. And that's really where we're getting to. I think sometimes we're overly concerned with how the pitcher might be attacking us and not worried about our own approach and how we need to get ourselves on time to hit and really keep the ball in the strike zone. I think at times we're trying to do too much and cover too much of the plate, which is causing us to expand out of the zone, with a lot of frequency.
I got you. Zach Dillion with us, Baylor baseball assistant coach. Bears coming off weekend in Stillwater. Is there another team in the league, and this is not just this year but historically, that has a ballpark fit to their game like Oklahoma State? Anybody do that better than them?
No, they've been pretty good at it for a long time. I think Kansas is trying to get there. I think K-State's done a good job with their roster and the way that park plays. That Midwest wind,
right.
And those parks are all conformed to, no matter what way it's blowing out. So
funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah. But they do a good job with it, and they're not just big power guys. I mean, they've got good athletes, up and down the lineup that can run and hit for power, but they do a good job, obviously, and they've struggled a little bit as of late, and really we're fighting it even into Friday night with us and Saturday with us. Saturday it's a 5-3 ball game, and we give them 2 runs on 2 defensive mishaps that, and I'm not making excuses, but balls in the air that we didn't play very well because of probably the wind and the ballpark that we're in, and that there's no excuse for it, but that's why it happens. And you're uncomfortable and didn't make the plays, and that led to 2 runs, but I thought Zach Wallace was was really competitive. Obviously made a couple mistakes, and then, they got hit out of the ballpark. But I think he's a guy that we feel really confident in moving forward. If we're able to kind of solidify our weekend rotation, I think it helps us kind of start to establish roles, in the pitching staff beyond what we're doing on Friday. So we saw Luke McLeod come in there and be really good, and followed by Braden Bergman, who had one of his better outings. So, really excited about those two freshmen on Saturday. The unfortunate thing on Saturday is we just didn't score enough runs to win. Our goal is to score 7. If we can get to 7, the winning percentage is way up there. And really got there yesterday. Unfortunately, that winning percentage isn't as good when you give up 13.
Yeah, true. All right, let's talk about the week ahead. Incarnate Word tomorrow night, back home, and then you go back on the road to Houston, a 3-game series against the Cougars this weekend.
Yeah, Incarnate Word, new coaching staff, really good guys, really good baseball guys leading that thing. They're going to be competitive. They're going to play up-tempo, fast-paced offense, and really probably get after it on the mound with us. So, there are no easy days anymore in college baseball. Back when I was going at it, there were some days you showed up to the park knowing you're going to win. You better show up being ready for a fight every day these days. So they're going to come in here and be excited to play, and we're going to have to match their energy and intensity. And these Tuesdays are important for us. They're important for us. They're critical ball games, and ones that we need to show up and be at our best and continue to get better every day, which is our challenge for our guys. Win, lose, or draw, we're getting better every day, and we're going to see where the chips fall at the end of the year. But and then U of H, obviously, going through it these first 2 weekends, tough weekend at Kansas, and on the road. Last weekend, tough weekend against Kansas State, who came into our place right after they played them, and you saw what that offense is capable of. So U of H is plenty capable. They've got good weekend pitching, good weekend starters. They've got some really capable guys in that lineup, guys that are going to play professional baseball, and Trey Broussard for sure. So we'll have our work cut out for us there on the road too. But it's really about playing good baseball. We're not playing the opponent as much as we're trying to play the game well. And that means we're having competitive at-bats up and down the lineup, getting the ball in play, limiting the strikeouts, accepting ball 4, situational hitting, moving runners, executing the bunt game, making the defense make plays, putting pressure on them. And then on the defensive side, playing clean, making the average play, limiting freebies from the mound, forcing them to put the ball in play on our terms. We do that, you typically win games, no matter who you're playing, because the margins are really, really thin.
Yeah,
So
that's a good formula. Makes sense. Hey, final question. You as a former catcher here, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but how much do you appreciate the toughness of J.J. Kennett back there? That guy has been through a lot, hadn't he?
Well, and I don't know if you know the history, but I've coached JJ since he was in the 7th grade.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that.
He was in the Texas 12 program with us, and he's just a warrior, man, and he maybe physically wasn't the guy for Power 4 baseball, but mentally and the toughness factor and the compete factor, he certainly has the skill and ability to play, at a very high level. But you wouldn't look at him physically typically and think, hey, this is the guy. But I know what's inside of him. I know the toughness and the heart and the character, and I wanted more of that in our locker room. So that's why he's here. But he's a tough one, man. He loves to play. He loves to play.
Oh,
you gotta love to play to go back there and play with 3 broken bones in your face.
Exactly. Just run him back out there. Well, to quote Tom Barfield, who's here in the studio, Tom says he wishes you had 8 J.J. Kennetts out there, and that would probably be a plus.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. You know, guys that love to play and show up every day and they're going to fight you no matter what. You can't get enough of that.
Yeah. All right, nice. Incarnate Word tomorrow night, 6:30 at Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark, and then on the road at Houston. Zach, appreciate your time. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thanks, J-Mo.
All right, bud. Appreciate it. Zach Dillion, one of Baylor baseball's all-time greats. Do you remember? He was the 2006 Big 12 Player of the Year for Baylor, and he was a catcher in that great string. You stack up Baylor catchers through the years, and it is impressive. I'm not going to start naming names because I'll leave somebody out, but it's just a great lineage there, you might say, at catcher for the Bears in the Big 12 era for sure. Going back to, I shouldn't name names, but Kelly Shopik, the Johnny Bench Award winner, Josh Ford, Matt Menard, who I'll work with on the broadcast tomorrow. Just so many. Josh Ludy, so many good ones through the years. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back with more in just a moment. We'll look ahead. We'll wrap things up and hand things off when we come back in the final segment on this Monday morning. We're brought to you by Waco Foundation Repair, locally owned and operated thanks to David Maddox. Waco Foundation Repair believes in one principle, one family helping another. They provide a full range of foundation repairs. That includes free estimates. If you have any questions, you look at your foundation on your house and say, I don't know, should I be concerned about that? Give them a call. They'll come out. They'll take a look. They'll ease your mind or tell you what needs to be done. They don't just do the job. They do it right. WacoFoundationRepair.com is the way to get in touch with them and tell them we sent you by. WacoFoundationRepair.com. Take a break, look at some birthdays and more when we come back. John Morris Show on a Monday from the TFNB studios on historic Elm Avenue in Waco.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatment, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
The Pete Souza Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. You want to talk NFL draft? I don't know. How about we get you Todd McShay? You want to talk Big 12? We can get you the commissioner. Somebody about the Cowboys? How about we have on the owner, Stephen Jones? Pop culture? Michelle Beadle. We will bring on the people that you want to hear from. And these people don't join us because of me. They join us because of you. You got to watch this show, okay? It's got everything you need. Sports, hijinks, laughs. Did I mention hijinks? We'll see you on the Pete Souza Show. Now, we are under the 365 Sports umbrella. Check it out. I'm wearing a Tulane shirt. No idea why.
It's the Pete Souza Show. Sports, Pete.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
We're celebrating the Declaration of Deals at Allen Samuels in Waco. Right now, get $11,000 off a new Ram 1500 Lone Star, plus 2.9% for 72 months. Cash in on $11,000 off a new Ram 2500 Lone Star Crew Cab, or choose 0% for 36 months, plus no payments for 90 days. Feel secure with America's best full-size truck powertrain 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty at Allen Samuels.
Looking for football talk without the fluff? It's Down and Dirty with Scott Mitchell, a former NFL quarterback breaking down the game from the inside, plus real conversations about sports, leadership, life, and everything in between. No hot takes for clicks, just honest analysis, strong opinions, and stories you won't hear anywhere else. Football talk and more, the way it's supposed to be. Subscribe now to Down and Dirty with Scott Mitchell on YouTube.
Alliance Bank Central Texas understands that banking is about people. From first accounts to business growth, they actively partner with Central Texas businesses and families to help meet their financial goals. A variety of online products and services make banking easy without compromising the personalized banking experiences they are known for. Customer-focused banking isn't just what they do, it's who they are. Alliance Bank Central Texas, serving Central Texas across 7 convenient locations and at alliancebanktexas.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. And welcome back. Final segment, John Morris Show on a Monday, brought to you every day by Alliance Bank Central Texas and by the Brazos Landing. Also want to let you know about another card show, collectibles show that is coming this week. They had that big one on Friday and Saturday at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. I went by there on Friday, visited with Britt Britton, and also Greg Hawthorne was there at the time I was there. Didn't get to go on Saturday, but looked really, really cool. And Britt says the one coming up this week at the Frank Mayburn Center in Temple is much larger than the one that was at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. I can't imagine that, but that comes up this Saturday and Sunday, the 28th and the 29th in Temple. Doors open Saturday 11 to 6, Sunday from 10 to 4. Listen to this lineup of celebrities they'll have there. Former Baylor All-American James Francis. Oh, that's worth the price of admission. UT great Kwame Cavill out of Waco. UT standout Billy Pittman. UT great Ramonce Taylor. I think he was from Belton High School. And others. For more information, go to topnotchcardshow.com. topnotchcardshow.com. Continue to tell you about all that coming up this week, and the show is this Saturday and Sunday from the Frank Mayburn Center in Temple. All right, birthdays. We like to share birthdays with you. Here's the list. And our birthday list today, March the 23rd, begins with Josephine Ryan McNamee. That is young Josie. That is one of Doug and Lacey McNamee's daughters. So happy birthday to Josie today. Doug, Baylor's athletic director, and happy birthday to Josie on this March the 23rd. Pete Sessions' birthday today. Happy birthday to him. From Baylor Baseball, Darren Thomas, DT, Baylor's director of baseball operations and one of the best ever. Think about a guy who had over 20 years coaching and head coaching experience at UTA. And then Mitch says, hey, I'd like for you to join my staff. How about a director of operations? DT says, I'm in, and he's here, and it's great. He's like basically like another head coach in the dugout. So Darren Thomas, his birthday today. Appreciate him greatly and the work he does with Baylor baseball. It is Mark Bell's birthday today, former high school coach at China Spring, now retired. Happy birthday to Coach Bell. Joe Moore's birthday today. A lot of you know Joe here in the Central Texas area. Great guy. Happy birthday to him. Ashton Brimmer's birthday today. Did some work with us and now off doing great things, video and otherwise. It's Ed Pasaluga's birthday. Ed, former mayor of Hewitt, man about town. Happy birthday to Ed Pasaluga. And it's Scott Hatfield's birthday. Scott, good Baylor man up in the Metroplex.
and always enjoy our conversations when we get a chance to visit. He always has a good take, and it's always positive on Baylor and Baylor athletics. So I appreciate Scott Hatfield. It is his birthday today as well. So happy birthday to those folks. If I missed you, I do apologize. Thanks to Zach Dillion, who was on with us, Baylor baseball assistant coach. Thanks to those of you that are tuned in on YouTube, on Facebook, on X. We're here every morning, 9 to 10 a.m. live. That is Central Time. And then archived on those outlets as well. So if you're so inclined to subscribe and like, and we would appreciate it. We just appreciate your tuning in again this morning. Thanks to Brandon and Garrett behind the scenes. Lord willing, we'll talk to you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. John Morris Show from the Rogue Media Network. Alliance Bank Central Texas understands that banking is about people. From first accounts to business growth, they actively partner with Central Texas businesses and families to help meet their financial goals. A variety of online products and services make banking easy without compromising the personalized banking experiences they are known for. Customer-focused banking isn't just what they do, it's who they are. Alliance Bank Central Texas, serving Central Texas across 7 convenient locations and at alliancebanktexas.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
At DeCampley's Italian Ristorante, we are committed to providing an authentic Italian experience. Through exceptional service, delicious food, and a family environment, we want our guests to create memories that they will want to share with their family and friends. Open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. Make your reservation today. Check us out on Facebook and at decampleys.com.
My name is David Maddox, owner of Waco Foundation Repair. I've been in business right at 20 years, incorporated since 2003, and nonstop, very busy business to be in. We stay plenty busy with this good old Central Texas ground that constantly moves and does its thing. If you think you have foundation repair issues, call Waco Foundation Repair today.
Spring has sprung, and now's a great time to schedule a checkup for your vehicle. As Texas weather changes, it's important to make sure you and your loved ones are safe on the road. Request an appointment online at CompleteCarCareCenter.com today. We're equipped to handle all major and minor repairs on your vehicle. Our experienced technicians can check the health of your tires and inspect your vehicle for any unseen issues. Kish Complete Car Care Center at 5300 Franklin, where we take pride in keeping individuals safe honestly.